Reality is not solid. It's a reflection of your consciousness. This audiobook unveils the ancient truth that your life can transform in an instant, the moment you recognize your true creative power. The instant shift is real, and it begins now. The instant shift. Introduction. In this sacred moment, you stand before the gateway of infinite possibility. The ancient wisdom you are about to receive has been guarded through the ages, passed down only to those ready to embrace its transformative power. This knowledge transcends time, space, and the illusions that have bound humanity to limited thinking. The universe beckons you forward, offering a truth so pure, so potent, that it shatters the foundations of everything you once believed about reality. This is not a gradual evolution. It is an instantaneous metamorphosis that occurs the moment you fully grasp and accept the eternal principles that govern all creation. What you perceive as solid reality is but a reflection of consciousness, as malleable as clouds in the wind. The world you see, touch, and experience is not fixed. It responds to the unwavering certainty of your divine knowing. This knowledge lies dormant within you, waiting to be awakened. The shift requires no complex rituals, no years of study, no arduous preparation. It demands only one thing: your absolute recognition of the truth. In that recognition, the old structures of limitation crumble, revealing the infinite canvas upon which you paint your desires into being. You have been led to this knowledge by forces beyond your current understanding. The very fact that these words now find you signals your readiness. The universe itself has orchestrated this moment, this meeting of eternal wisdom with your awakening consciousness. But know this: once you step through this gateway, there is no return to ignorance. The veil, once lifted, cannot be lowered again. You will see reality for what it truly is: a dynamic expression of consciousness, responding instantly to the power of your focused intent. The choice before you is simple yet profound. Remain in the familiar confines of limited thinking, or step into your true power as a conscious creator of reality. The gateway stands open. The moment of transformation awaits. Part 1. Awakening to the Hidden Reality. Chapter 1. The Unseen Mechanism of Reality. In the heart of a bustling marketplace, Jacob, a merchant known for his precise measurements and careful accounting, sat counting his daily earnings. Each coin passed through his fingers with familiar weight, gold and silver, the most tangible proofs of success he knew. Yet, on this day, something extraordinary occurred that would forever alter his understanding of reality. As he reached for the final coin, it seemed to shimmer and fade, becoming translucent before his eyes. At first, he blamed fatigue, but then the wooden table beneath his hands began to pulse with visible energy, revealing its true nature: not solid matter, but dancing particles of light, held together by an invisible force. The universe had chosen this moment to lift the veil from Jacob's eyes, showing him what mystics and sages have known through the ages. The physical world is an illusion, a projection of consciousness made manifest through belief and expectation. Just as Jacob discovered that day, you too live within a world of infinite possibility disguised as solid matter. The chair beneath you, the walls around you, even the thoughts in your mind. All are patterns of energy responding to your awareness. This is not metaphor, but the deepest truth of existence, confirmed by both ancient wisdom and modern physics. Your life circumstances are not happening to you. They emanate from you. That difficult relationship mirrors your inner conflicts. The wealth flowing toward or away from you reflects your deepest beliefs about abundance. Every experience you encounter is a reflection of your internal state, projected outward into what appears to be solid reality. When you truly understand this principle, the power to transform your life becomes immediate and absolute. You need not push against circumstances or struggle to change external conditions. Instead, shift your inner state and watch as the world reshapes itself to match your new vibration. Now, experience this truth directly through this ancient practice of dissolution. Close your eyes and become still. Feel the weight of your body, the solidity of your form. Now, with your inner vision, begin to see your body as it truly is. Billions of atoms of light and energy, spinning in cosmic dance. Extend this awareness to everything around you. The floor beneath you, the air you breathe, the entire room, all dissolving into pure energy. Allow your consciousness to expand until you perceive all of existence as one vast field of potential, waiting to be shaped by your awareness. Rest in this knowing for several moments. When you open your eyes, maintain this understanding. What appears solid is simply energy responding to your consciousness. This is the truth Jacob discovered that day in the marketplace, the same truth now awakening within you. The world is not fixed but fluid, not solid but responsive, forever reflecting the light of your own awareness. Chapter 2. Breaking the Illusion of the Physical World. In the depths of a tranquil garden, Eleanor tended to her roses each morning, following the same routine she had maintained for decades. The flowers appeared as solid and unchanging as the stone walls that enclosed her sanctuary. Yet one misty dawn, as she reached to prune a branch, the morning light caught the dewdrops in such a way that reality itself seemed to ripple. You too have experienced such moments, instances when the veil of solidity parts, revealing the fluid nature of existence. These glimpses come unbidden, perhaps while gazing at clouds morphing in the sky, or in that suspended state between sleep and waking. They whisper of a truth your ancestors knew well. Nothing is fixed. Everything flows. The world you perceive as stable and unchanging is, in truth, a dance of energy responding to consciousness. The table before you appears solid, yet modern science confirms it is mostly empty space, held together by forces that respond to observation. Your body, which seems so permanent, replaces most of its cells every few months. Even your memories, the very foundation of what you consider reality, shift and transform with each recollection. This understanding is not merely philosophical, it is the key to instant transformation. When you release your grip on the illusion of permanence, you free yourself from its constraints. The circumstances you believe are set in stone become as malleable as clay in the hands of a sculptor. Think of how many times reality has already shifted instantly for you. A phone call that changed everything, a chance meeting that opened new paths, a sudden insight that made the impossible possible. These were not anomalies. They were glimpses of how reality actually works. The shift you seek has already happened countless times in your life. Now, close your eyes and recall a moment when your reality transformed in an instant. Perhaps it was news you never expected, a solution that appeared from nowhere, or a barrier that suddenly dissolved. Feel again the surge of possibility that accompanied that shift. Notice how your entire world rearranged itself around this new reality, as if it had always been so. This is not memory, it is practice. Each time you recognize these spontaneous shifts in your past, you strengthen your awareness of reality's fluid nature. You remind yourself that transformation requires no time, only recognition. Let this remembrance dissolve the illusion of permanence that holds your current circumstances in place. The shift you seek is not coming. It is already here, waiting only for your recognition. Chapter 3. The Instant Shift Explained. In the bustling marketplace of an ancient city, a merchant named Walter counted his coins each evening, measuring his progress by careful increments. Day after day he followed the same patterns, believing that success would come through patient persistence, until one moment changed everything. You may recognize yourself in Walter's story. Like him, you have been taught that transformation requires time, that change must follow a predictable sequence of cause and effect. This belief itself is the only barrier between you and instant transformation. The universe does not operate according to the linear rules you have been taught. Quantum physics has revealed that particles can shift positions without traversing the space between. That time itself bends and warps, and that observation shapes reality. These scientific truths echo what mystics have known for millennia. Consciousness precedes manifestation. When you truly understand this principle, you realize that change need not unfold gradually. Reality rearranges itself around your certainty. It is not your actions that create change. It is your state of being. When you shift your consciousness to absolute certainty, the universe has no choice but to reflect this new state. Think of water turning to ice. It does not become solid gradually. Each molecule shifts state in an instant when conditions align. Your reality operates in the same way. What appears to be gradual change is actually a series of quantum leaps, each triggered by a shift in consciousness. Walter's transformation came when he stopped seeing himself as someone working toward success and simply became someone successful. In that moment of complete certainty, opportunities that had been invisible suddenly appeared, as if they had been waiting for his recognition all along. The version of you who has already made this shift exists now. This is not metaphor. It is literal truth. Quantum physics suggests that all possible versions of reality exist simultaneously. Your task is not to create a new reality, but to step into one that already exists. Close your eyes now. Breathe deeply and allow your awareness to expand beyond the limitations of linear time. See before you another version of yourself, one who has already made the shift you seek. Notice how this version of you moves, speaks, thinks. Feel the certainty that radiates from their being. Now, simply step forward into this version of yourself. Do not try to become this person. Realize that you already are them. Feel how reality reshapes itself around this truth. The shift is not coming. It is happening now, as you recognize who you truly are. Let your breath deepen. as you fully inhabit this shifted state. Open your eyes, carrying this awareness with you. The world you see now is already different, because you are different. Chapter 4: The Power of Absolute Decision. In the heart of a bustling city, a woman named Marjorie paused at the intersection of two paths. One led back to the familiar life she had always known, the other toward an uncertain future she yearned to create. For 3 days, she stood frozen between these worlds, waiting for a sign to guide her choice. You too stand at such a crossroads, though perhaps less literally. The universe speaks a singular truth that has echoed through the ages. It cannot serve two masters. When you harbor doubt alongside desire, when you entertain fear alongside faith, you create spiritual static that blocks the flow of manifestation. The power of decision lies not in the choice itself, but in the energy of absolute commitment. When you decide with your whole being, you activate forces beyond your comprehension. The universe does not respond to wishes, hopes, or maybe. It responds to certainty. Marjorie's transformation began the moment she stopped asking "what if" and declared, "this is." In that instant of unwavering decision, the very fabric of reality began to shift. Opportunities appeared as if conjured from thin air, though they had always existed in the quantum field of possibility. Her decision simply made them visible. This is the hidden mechanism behind every great achievement in human history. Those who have shaped reality to their vision share one common trait. They decided absolutely. They did not wait for conditions to be perfect or for all doubts to vanish. They simply decided, and the universe conspired to make their decision manifest. You have likely experienced this power before, though you may not have recognized it. Think of times when you made a decision so complete that the outcome felt inevitable. Perhaps you decided to move to a new city, start a business, or end a relationship. The moment of true decision came before any external action, and once you decided, everything aligned to support your choice. The universe operates on resonance. When you vibrate with certainty, you attract circumstances that match your frequency. Indecision creates a scattered frequency that attracts more reasons to remain uncertain. This is why those who hesitate often find their fears confirmed, not because their fears were valid, but because indecision itself manifests as limitation. Take out a piece of paper now. At the top, write today's date and these words: "I hereby decide." Let your hand move across the page, capturing one bold decision that will alter the course of your life. Make it specific. Make it powerful. Most importantly, make it absolute. Now, before doubt can creep in, take one immediate action that commits you to this decision. Send an email, make a call, book an appointment. Any action that makes your decision real in the physical world. This is not about planning or preparing. It is about declaring to the universe that you have decided and proving it through immediate action. Chapter 5: Perception Frequency and the Quantum Shift. In the quiet hills beyond the city, a shepherd named Arthur tended his flock day after day, lamenting his unchanging existence. Each morning he would gaze across the valley, seeing nothing but the same grass, the same rocks, the same limited possibilities. Until one morning, when an old wanderer shared a secret that would transform his understanding forever. You, like Arthur, may believe you see all that exists before you, yet what you perceive is merely what your current frequency allows you to detect. Just as a radio can only receive the stations it is tuned to, Your awareness only registers the opportunities that match your inner frequency. The universe teems with infinite possibilities at every moment. These possibilities exist simultaneously, like countless radio stations broadcasting through the same space. Your task is not to create opportunities, but to tune your awareness to perceive the ones already present. When Arthur learned to shift his frequency, he began to notice paths where before he had seen only walls. A merchant's casual comment revealed an untapped market for wool. A chance encounter led to knowledge of more fertile grazing lands. A stranger's question sparked an idea for a new way of processing his sheep's milk. These opportunities had always existed. Arthur had simply been tuned to a frequency that made them invisible. Your reality is not fixed. It is a reflection of your dominant frequency. When you attune yourself to abundance, you begin to notice abundant opportunities. When you vibrate at the frequency of growth, you recognize paths to expansion that were always there, waiting to be discovered. This is not mere positive thinking. It is the practical application of universal law. Every thought, every feeling, every belief emits a specific frequency. This frequency acts as a filter, determining which of the infinite possibilities surrounding you become visible to your awareness. Close your eyes now. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing your awareness to expand beyond your physical senses. Feel the energy flowing through and around you. This is the field of infinite possibility. Begin to tune your awareness like turning the dial of a radio. Feel yourself aligning with the frequency of your desired reality. See the opportunities that are already present in your life. Notice the signs, the hints, the subtle indicators that your new reality is forming. Let your awareness rest on these frequencies. Feel them becoming clearer, stronger, more defined. The universe is already showing you the path. You need only attune yourself to see it. Maintain this practice for several minutes, allowing your entire being to resonate with the frequency of your chosen reality. When you open your eyes, carry this tuned awareness with you. Watch as previously invisible opportunities begin to reveal themselves, just as they did for Arthur when he finally learned to see. Chapter 6. The Collapse of the Old Self. In the heart of an ancient city, a merchant named Harold counted his coins each night, trapped in a ritual as old as his fears. Though his shop prospered enough to sustain him, he felt chained to a life that had grown too small for his spirit. Each morning, he would rehearse the same thoughts, speak the same words, and live the same story, until a mysterious scroll changed everything. You, in this moment, may recognize yourself in Harold's tale. For just as he discovered, your current reality is not a prison. It is a costume you have worn so long, you have forgotten it is not your true self. The version of you that exists now was crafted from past experiences, old wounds, and outdated beliefs. It serves as a familiar shelter, yet also as the very cage that prevents your transformation. The universe operates through vibration, through energy that responds instantly to your deepest identity. When you cling to who you were, you cannot become who you are meant to be. This is not about improving yourself. It is about releasing yourself from the story that has become too small for your spirit. Harold's transformation began the moment he realized his identity was not a fixed thing, but a choice made new each day. The cautious merchant, the worried son, the man who believed in scarcity, These were not his essence, but roles he had learned to play. In releasing these roles, he did not lose himself. He found himself. You cannot enter a new reality while clutching the identity that belongs to the old. This is why so many attempts at transformation falter. They try to carry forward what must be left behind. The universe cannot deliver your new life to someone who no longer exists. Take out a piece of paper now. At the top, write, "To the self I am ready to release." Let your hand move across the page without censorship or judgment. Thank this version of yourself for all it has done to protect you, to help you survive, to bring you to this moment. Acknowledge its fears, its doubts, its limiting beliefs, not as failures, but as tools that once served a purpose. Now, write your farewell. Be gentle but firm, like a parent releasing a child into their own journey. I release you from the need to protect me. I release you from the story of limitation. I release you from the beliefs that no longer serve my highest good. When you have written everything that needs to be said, hold the letter in your hands. Feel the weight of the identity you are releasing. Then, with reverence and gratitude, destroy the letter. Burn it if safe to do so, or tear it into tiny pieces. Let this physical act represent your willingness to step fully into your new reality, unburdened by who you once were. Remember, the universe does not recognize your past. It responds only to who you are in this moment. In releasing your old identity, you create space for your true self to emerge. Chapter 7. Rewriting the Laws of Your Personal Universe. In the bustling marketplace of a distant land, a young scribe named Henry spent his days recording the laws and customs that govern daily life. Each morning he would meticulously copy ancient regulations onto fresh parchment, never questioning their origin or necessity. Until one extraordinary day when a wise woman approached his desk with a blank scroll and asked, "Who wrote the laws that govern your own life?" You stand now where Henry once stood, surrounded by the rules you believe control your destiny. These laws feel as solid as stone tablets, carved by time and circumstance into the bedrock of your reality. Yet they are as ethereal as morning mist, maintained only by your continued belief in their power. The universe knows no limitations except those you accept as truth. What you call laws are merely agreements you have made with reality, agreements that can be dissolved as easily as they were formed. Think of the times you have witnessed others achieve what you believed impossible. Their success did not violate universal law. It simply operated under a different set of beliefs. Every restriction you perceive exists first in your mind before manifesting in your experience. I cannot succeed without struggle. Money comes only through hard work. Change takes time. These are not cosmic truths. They are stories you have accepted as reality. The moment you withdraw your belief, these laws lose their power over your life. Henry discovered that his quill could write new laws as easily as it recorded old ones. You possess the same power. The universe does not resist your edits to reality's script. It eagerly awaits your revisions. Take your journal now and draw a line down the center of a blank page. On the left side, write 3 laws that have governed your reality until this moment. Be honest about the limitations you have accepted as truth. Perhaps you believe good fortune comes only to those born into it, or that your past defines your future, or that your dreams require years of preparation. On the right side of the line, write the new law that will replace each limitation. Make these laws bold, expansive, and aligned with the reality you choose to create. Where you wrote "Success requires sacrifice," you might now decree, "Success flows naturally when I align with my highest purpose." Where "Change is slow and difficult once ruled," inscribe, "Transformation happens in an instant when I choose it." Speak each new law aloud 3 times, feeling the old restriction dissolve with each declaration. Let your voice carry the authority of one who shapes reality rather than submits to it. These are not affirmations. They are proclamations of the new laws under which your universe will operate. The universe will immediately begin reorganizing itself around your new laws, but only to the extent that you release the old ones. You cannot serve 2 masters. Either the old laws govern your reality, or the new ones do. Choose now which laws you will live by. Chapter 8. Unlocking the Hidden Self. In the depths of an ancient temple, a woman named Clara stood before a golden mirror. Day after day, she would gaze at her reflection, seeing only what was, until the moment she learned to see what could be. You stand now where Clara once stood, before the mirror of infinite possibility. What you perceive as your current self is merely one expression of your boundless potential. The version of you who has already achieved everything you desire is not a fantasy. It is a living reality in the quantum field of all possibilities. This highest version of yourself exists now, vibrating at a frequency of completion and fulfillment. You need not create this self. You need only tune your awareness to their frequency and step into their consciousness. Like a radio finding the perfect signal, you can align with this reality through pure recognition. The distance between who you are and who you can be is not measured in time or effort, but in awareness. Your highest self is not waiting in some distant future. They are present now, calling to you through every moment of inspiration, every glimpse of possibility, every feeling of knowing that more is possible. When you look in the mirror, train your eyes to see beyond the surface reflection. Behind the familiar features lies the face of mastery, the eyes of wisdom, the bearing of one who lives in complete alignment with their power. This is not imagination. It is recognition of what already exists. Now stand before a mirror in a quiet space where you will not be disturbed. Let your eyes soften as you gaze at your reflection. Breathe deeply and allow your awareness to expand beyond the physical image before you. Feel the presence of your highest self emerging, like a photograph slowly developing in solution. Speak to this reflection as though addressing the version of you who has already manifested everything you desire. Let your voice carry the authority and certainty of this elevated consciousness. I recognize you. I see your power, your certainty, your mastery. You are not separate from me. You are me, expressing my fullest potential. I step into your consciousness now. I embrace your knowing, your being, your reality. Through my recognition of you, I become you. Feel the membrane between the observer and the observed dissolving. You are not speaking to an image. You are merging with your highest expression. Let this awareness fill every cell of your being. The shift has already occurred. You have always been this version of yourself. You were simply looking through the wrong lens. Maintain this connection with your highest self throughout your day. When faced with decisions, Ask yourself, how would my highest self approach this? When confronted with challenges, remember, my highest self has already transcended this. When doubt arises, affirm, I am already the person I am becoming. Chapter 9. The Key to Immediate Manifestation. In the heart of a bustling marketplace, Samuel moved from stall to stall, his eyes darting between treasures. Each time he grasped at something beautiful, it seemed to slip further from his reach. The more desperately he pursued his desires, the more elusive they became. You too may recognize this pattern within yourself. The very act of wanting creates a gap between you and your desires. When you reach for something, you affirm its absence. When you chase after it, you push it away. This is the paradox that has kept countless souls trapped in cycles of endless seeking. The universe responds not to your desires, but to your state of being. What you chase will always remain at arm's length, for the chase itself declares that you do not have it. The secret lies not in pursuit, but in embodiment. You must become the reality you wish to experience. Think of how water fills a vessel. It does not strain or struggle. It simply takes the shape of what contains it. Your consciousness works in the same way. When you release the strain of seeking and settle into the feeling of having, reality reshapes itself around your new state of being. This truth reveals itself in your own experience. Notice how what you already have requires no effort to maintain. You do not wake each morning striving to keep your name or your identity. These simply are. Your desires must be approached with this same naturalness. The shift from seeking to having occurs in a single breath. It requires no time, no distance traveled. It asks only that you release the habit of reaching and instead sink into the feeling of completion. Close your eyes now. Bring to mind something you deeply desire. Rather than reaching toward it mentally, allow yourself to settle into the feeling of already having it. Notice the shift in your body as tension releases. Feel how your breath changes, how your shoulders relax, how your mind quiets. This is not imagination. It is attunement to what already exists. Let every cell of your body fill with the sensation of fulfillment. If you desire abundance, feel the ease and security of wealth flowing through your experience. If you desire love, let your heart expand with the warmth of deep connection. If you desire achievement, embody the quiet confidence of one who has already succeeded. Stay in this state of being. Notice how different it feels from the energy of wanting. This is your natural state. Complete, whole, lacking nothing. From this place of fulfillment, you become a magnet for the very experiences you once chased. The practice of present fulfillment. Find a quiet space and make yourself comfortable. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Choose one desire that you will embody fully. Rather than thinking about having it, immerse yourself in the feeling of it being done. Let this feeling saturate your entire being. Notice the details, how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you move through the world. Stay with this feeling for as long as it takes to become completely natural. When you open your eyes, carry this state with you. You have not imagined it. You have tuned into what already exists. Chapter 10. The Portal to the New Timeline. In the mountains of Tibet, a wise woman named Mildred approached an ancient doorway carved into the living rock. For years, she had studied with masters who spoke of this portal, a gateway between what was and what could be. Yet when she finally stood before it, she realized the door was not made of stone at all, but of pure possibility. You stand now at a similar threshold. The gateway before you is not physical, but it is absolutely real. It is the doorway between your current reality and the one you are ready to claim. This portal exists in the space between thoughts, in the pause between breaths, in the moment of pure decision. The universe has brought you to this precise point. Every experience, every challenge, every triumph has prepared you for this moment of transformation. The old reality stretches behind you like a familiar room you have outgrown. Ahead lies the vast expanse of your chosen destiny. You may feel the pull of the past, the comfortable patterns, the known limitations, the familiar stories. Yet something stronger calls you forward. It is the voice of your highest self, beckoning you through the doorway of the eternal now. This is not a journey of distance, but of decision. The new timeline already exists, complete in every detail. Your desired reality is not waiting to be created. It is waiting to be entered. Like stepping from shadow into sunlight, the shift happens in a single movement. The power of this moment cannot be overstated. When you step through this portal, you enter into an irreversible transformation. The person you were cannot follow you. The limitations you accepted cannot cross this threshold. The doubts you carried must be left behind. The portal practice. Stand in an open doorway within your home. Feel the energy of the threshold beneath your feet. On one side lies everything you have been. On the other side waits for everything you are becoming. Take 3 deep breaths, feeling the weight of the old reality falling away with each exhale. Hold in your mind a clear image of who you are stepping forward to become. Feel this new identity in every cell of your body. When you are ready, speak these words aloud. I now release all that I have been and step fully into all that I am becoming. Take one deliberate step through the doorway. As your foot touches the ground on the other side, know with absolute certainty that you have entered your new reality. The shift is complete. There is no going back. Turn and face the direction you came from. You are now looking at your old reality from the perspective of your new self. Bow in gratitude for all it taught you, then close the door firmly behind you. The portal has served its purpose. You have crossed the threshold. The transformation is done. Part 2. Deepening the shift and owning your power. Chapter 11. The Great Unlearning. In a quiet monastery among ancient peaks, a merchant named Vernon spent years seeking wisdom through arduous practices and rigid disciplines. Each dawn, he would rise before the sun to perform complicated rituals, believing that spiritual growth demanded constant struggle. Yet one morning, as he watched a young child effortlessly playing in the courtyard, everything changed. You too have been taught that manifestation requires struggle. This belief runs deep in your consciousness, planted there by generations who came before you. From your earliest days, you absorbed the message that worth comes through toil, that success demands sacrifice, that abundance must be earned through hardship. But look closely at nature itself. Does a flower strain to bloom? Does a river force its way to the ocean? Does the sun struggle to shine? The natural state of the universe is one of effortless unfoldment. Struggle is not inherent to creation. It is learned. Every limitation you experience was installed in your mind like software running in the background. These programs were written by parents who wanted to protect you, teachers who aimed to prepare you, and a society that profits from your sense of limitation. None of these beliefs are truly yours. They are inherited illusions, masquerading as truth. The path to instant manifestation requires not the addition of new knowledge, but the removal of false beliefs. Like clearing away dust from a mirror, you must wipe away the accumulated layers of limitation that dim your natural power. Your true state is one of effortless creation. Anything less is learned behavior. Think of how easily you breathe, how naturally your heart beats, how effortlessly you dream at night. These miraculous acts happen without struggle because they are unconditioned by false beliefs. When you strip away the programmed limitations, all of life becomes this effortless. The ancient practice of belief alchemy. Find a quiet space where you will not be disturbed. Light a candle to represent the illumination of truth. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing your awareness to settle into stillness. On a piece of paper, write down 3 beliefs that have kept you bound to struggle. Beneath each one, trace its origins. Who taught you this limitation? When did you first accept it as truth? Now, close your eyes and imagine each belief as a heavy stone you have been carrying. Feel its weight in your hands. When you are ready, release each stone into a flowing river, watching as it is carried away by the current of truth. Return to your paper. Where each old belief was written, inscribe a new truth that aligns with the natural law of effortless creation. Speak each new belief aloud 3 times, feeling it anchor into your being. Hold your hand over your heart and declare, I now release all learned struggle and return to my natural state of effortless creation. So it is, and so it shall be. Chapter 12. The Bridge Between 2 Realities. In the heart of a bustling marketplace, a merchant's daughter named Marion stood frozen between 2 paths. Before her stretched the familiar road she had walked 1,000 times, leading back to her father's shop where a secure future awaited. Behind her wound an unmarked trail ascending into mist-shrouded mountains, calling to something deep within her soul. You now stand at a similar crossroads. The universe has placed before you 2 distinct realities, the comfortable known and the magnificent unknown. Yet this moment of decision holds more power than you realize. It is not merely a choice between 2 paths, but a quantum point where entire timelines diverge. When you attempt to keep 1 foot in each reality, you create energetic interference. Like a radio caught between stations, you receive only static. The universe cannot deliver your new reality while you cling to the old. This is why so many remain trapped in the space between what was and what could be. The law of energetic alignment demands complete commitment. Just as water cannot exist in 2 states simultaneously, it must be either ice or liquid. You cannot manifest your desired reality while maintaining backup plans in the old. Your energy must flow in one direction with absolute clarity. This principle reveals itself in nature's transitions. A butterfly cannot partially emerge from its chrysalis. A seed cannot partially sprout. These transformations require total commitment to the new form. Your shift operates by the same universal law. What holds you in this space between worlds is not external circumstance, but internal hesitation. Every doubt, every what if, every backup plan acts as an energetic anchor, preventing your complete transition into the new reality. The universe responds not to your wishes or hopes, but to your energetic certainty. The moment has come to release all hesitation. Take the piece of paper before you and inscribe upon it your deepest fear about making this shift. Look at these words that have held you bound between worlds. Now, with decisive action, destroy this paper completely. Burn it, tear it, dissolve it in water. Let this physical act represent your energetic commitment to the new reality. As the paper disappears, feel the energetic bridges to your old reality dissolve. You are no longer caught between worlds. You have chosen. The shift is complete. The ancient practice of the burning bridge. Take a single sheet of paper. In silence, write down the primary fear or doubt that keeps you tethered to your old reality. Hold the paper in both hands and acknowledge how this hesitation has served as a safety net, keeping you from fully committing to your transformation. Now, using fire or water, completely destroy the paper while speaking these words. I release all bridges to the old. I step fully into the new. Let the physical destruction represent your complete energetic transition. Chapter 13. The Magnetic Power of Certainty. In the depths of an ancient temple, a monk named Frank spent decades mastering spiritual practices. Each morning, he would visualize his enlightenment. Each afternoon, he would chant sacred mantras. Each evening, he would set powerful intentions. Yet, enlightenment remained elusive, until the day he discovered that his own doubt was negating every practice. You have likely walked a similar path. The techniques you've learned are not wrong. They are simply being canceled by an underlying current of uncertainty. When you visualize while harboring doubt, you create energetic interference. When you affirm while questioning, you split your creative force. When you set intentions while maintaining skepticism, you diffuse your manifestation power. The universe responds not to what you wish for, but to what you know to be true. Consider gravity. You don't hope it will hold you to the earth. You don't affirm it will work. You simply know it as an absolute fact. This knowledge is the force that shapes reality. Think of a master painter approaching a blank canvas. They do not hope the painting will emerge. They see it already complete in their mind. Their hands simply follow what they know is there. This is the level of certainty required to shift reality. Your power lies not in asking the universe for what you want, but in knowing it is already yours. When you reach for something, you push it away energetically. When you know something is yours, you draw it to you naturally. The secret lies in your nervous system's response to certainty versus possibility. When you merely hope for something, your body remains in a state of tension and anticipation. When you know something is yours, your nervous system relaxes into a state of acceptance. This physical shift is what allows manifestation to occur. The ancient practice of absolute knowing. Choose one desire that you wish to manifest. For the next full day, you will live as though it is already accomplished, not as a practice or exercise, but as an absolute reality. From the moment you wake, every thought, action, and feeling must align with this truth. When you dress dress as someone who has this reality. When you speak, speak as someone who lives this truth. When you move through your day, move as someone for whom this is already done. Do not break character, even for a moment. If doubt arises, do not fight it. Simply observe it as an old thought pattern that no longer applies to your new reality. Your only task is to maintain complete embodiment of the accomplished state. The universe will have no choice but to align with your unwavering certainty. Chapter 14. Bypassing Time and Space. In the heart of a bustling marketplace, a merchant named Hazel arranged her wares each morning, waiting for prosperity to find her. Day after day, she positioned her goods just so, hoping that tomorrow would bring the abundance she sought. Yet, prosperity remained distant until she understood that her very act of waiting was pushing it away. You stand now where Hazel once stood, caught in the illusion that manifestation requires time. This belief itself creates the delay you experience. Time is not a river flowing in one direction. It is a sphere where all possibilities exist simultaneously. The future you desire is not ahead of you. It surrounds you now. When you wait for something, you energetically declare its absence in your present moment. You cannot attract what you believe is not yet here. The universe responds not to your hopes for tomorrow, but to your energy today. Think of a radio receiving broadcasts. All stations play simultaneously, but you hear only the frequency you're tuned to. Your consciousness works the same way. All versions of reality exist now, but you experience only what matches your current vibration. To shift instantly, you must stop waiting and start being. Your future self, the one who has already manifested your desires, exists now. Their thoughts, feelings, and actions are available to you at this moment. When you embody their energy, you naturally attract their reality. The ancient practice of future self now. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Allow your awareness to expand beyond the limitations of linear time. Feel the presence of your future self, the one who has already manifested everything you desire. Notice how they carry themselves, how they think, how they feel. Now, step fully into their consciousness. Experience their certainty, their peace, their knowing. Feel how they move through the world. Observe how they respond to situations. Let their wisdom flow through you. See through their eyes. What do they see? Feel through their heart. What do they feel? Think through their mind. What thoughts naturally arise? This is not imagination. It is accessing a version of you that already exists. Stay in this consciousness for as long as you can. When you open your eyes, maintain this energy. Move through your day not as someone waiting for change, but as someone who has already transformed. Your future self is not waiting for you to reach them. They are reaching back through time, offering their hand now. Take it. The shift is instantaneous when you stop waiting and start being. Chapter 15. The Role of Identity in Reality Shifting. In the depths of an ancient temple, a monk named Clyde spent decades in meditation, seeking enlightenment. Each day he embraced more austerity, believing that spiritual growth required endless struggle. Yet enlightenment remained elusive, until he realized that his very identity was built upon the need to struggle. You now stand where many before you have stood, believing that your desires lie somewhere in the future. waiting to be earned through effort and strain. But this perception springs from a fundamental misunderstanding of how reality operates. The universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are. Your identity is the energetic signature you broadcast to the cosmos. Like a radio tower emitting a specific frequency, you continuously transmit the essence of who you believe yourself to be. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, can only reflect back experiences that match this signal. When you maintain an identity rooted in struggle, you will continue to attract circumstances that validate that identity. If you see yourself as someone who must work hard for every achievement, the universe will provide endless opportunities to prove this truth. If you identify as someone who never quite succeeds, reality will arrange itself to confirm this belief. The shift occurs not through changing your actions, but through transforming your core identity. The version of you who has already manifested your desires exists now, carrying a different energetic signature. They do not hope for success. They emanate it. They do not strive for abundance. They are abundance itself. To step into this new reality, you must first step into this new identity. Release the story of who you were. Let go of the beliefs that kept you small. Embrace the truth of who you really are, a being of infinite potential, already whole, already complete. The ancient practice of identity alignment. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing each exhale to carry away the residue of your old identity. Now, speak these words with unwavering conviction. I am the embodiment of success. Everything I desire flows to me naturally and effortlessly. I no longer need to prove my worth or struggle for achievement. I am already living in complete alignment with my highest potential. This is who I am. Repeat this declaration 3 times, feeling the truth of these words in every cell of your being. Let this new identity settle into your bones, into your breath, into your very essence. You are not becoming someone new. You are acknowledging who you have always been. Carry this truth with you throughout your day. When old patterns arise, simply remind yourself, that was who I was. This is who I am now. The shift is instantaneous when you fully embrace your true identity. Chapter 16. The Art of Moving Without Evidence. In the bustling marketplace of an ancient city, a merchant named Doris stood frozen before her empty stall. Day after day, she waited for a sign that customers would come, watching other vendors prosper while she remained paralyzed by uncertainty. You, like Doris, may find yourself waiting for the perfect moment, the right circumstances, or undeniable proof before taking action. This hesitation stems from a fundamental misunderstanding of how reality manifests. The universe does not provide evidence first. It responds to your movements. Those who master the art of reality shifting understand a truth that has echoed through the ages. Action precedes manifestation. When you wait for proof before acting, you create an energetic pattern of eternal waiting. The universe cannot deliver what you desire while you stand still, arms crossed, demanding evidence. Think of a master archer. They do not wait to feel the arrow hit the target before releasing it. They shoot with absolute conviction, knowing the arrow will find its mark. This is the way of those who command reality. They move with unwavering certainty, regardless of what their physical senses report. Your external world is merely a shadow of past thoughts and actions. When you wait for this shadow to change before you move, you trap yourself in an endless cycle of hesitation. The shadow cannot shift until you do. Every master teacher throughout history has emphasized this truth. Act first, and reality will reshape itself around your actions. When you move as though your desired reality is already present, you create an energetic vacuum that the universe must fill. This is not pretense or make-believe. It is the activation of a higher law. Just as gravity does not need your belief to function, this principle operates whether you understand it or not. Those who have manifested great achievements throughout history did not wait for permission or proof. They acted from an unshakable inner knowing. The ancient practice of decisive action. Choose one aspect of your desired reality, something you have been waiting to receive proof of before acting upon. Now, you must take one bold action today as if this reality were already manifest. If you desire abundance, give generously as though your wealth were unlimited. If you seek recognition in your field, speak with the authority of someone already acknowledged as a leader. If you want deep connections, extend yourself to others with the confidence of someone surrounded by loving relationships. This action must stretch your comfort zone. It must challenge your current identity. Most importantly, it must be taken without waiting for external confirmation. Remember, the universe does not respond to what you want or what you hope for. It responds to what you do. Your action is the bridge between the reality you see and the reality you seek. Cross that bridge now, without hesitation, and watch as the world rearranges itself to match your certainty. Chapter 17. The Saboteur Within. In the shadows of an ancient temple, a wise man named Leonard knelt before countless offerings, gifts from those seeking his counsel. Yet each time abundance flowed his way, he found ways to turn it aside. His wisdom touched many lives, but his own remained unchanged. You may recognize this pattern within yourself. Like Leonard, you stand at the threshold of transformation, yet something holds you back. This force is not external. It dwells in the depths of your being, masquerading as protection while keeping you bound to familiar limitations. The universe operates through perfect law, responding to your deepest beliefs rather than your surface desires. When you encounter persistent resistance to your shift, you have discovered not an obstacle, but a mirror reflecting your innermost fears. Your resistance speaks an ancient language, the dialect of survival. It whispers of safety in the known, of dangers in transformation. This voice, though it appears to protect, actually preserves the very patterns you seek to transcend. The art of dismantling resistance lies not in fighting it, but in understanding its source. Like Leonard, you may discover that success feels more threatening than failure. Success demands change, responsibility, visibility, while failure allows you to remain hidden, unchanged, secure in familiar limitations. To shift reality, you must first shift this internal dialogue. The part of you that resists transformation requires acknowledgement, not battle. It holds wisdom from your past, lessons and protective mechanisms that once served a purpose but now limit your evolution. Through the ages, masters of manifestation have taught that transformation occurs not through force, but through understanding. When you shine light on your resistance, its power diminishes. What once seemed an insurmountable barrier becomes a gateway to deeper self-knowledge. The sacred practice of inner dialogue. Find a quiet space where you will remain undisturbed. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing yourself to settle into stillness. On paper, write a conversation between your current self and the part of you that resists change. Begin with the words, "I see you, and I understand why you're afraid." Let the dialogue flow naturally, giving voice to both your aspirations and your fears. Continue until you feel a shift in energy, a release of tension between these 2 aspects of yourself. This is not merely an exercise in writing. It is an ancient practice of integration, allowing the divided aspects of your consciousness to merge into wholeness. Through this dialogue, resistance transforms from enemy to ally, revealing the path to your highest potential. Chapter 18. The Illusion of Effort and Struggle. In a bustling marketplace, a merchant named Ethel counted her earnings each night, her fingers worn from decades of toil. Though her shop prospered, every coin felt heavy with the weight of struggle. She had built her life on the belief that nothing worthwhile comes easily, until an encounter with a mysterious traveler transformed her understanding of universal law. You, like Ethel, may have inherited the belief that struggle equals worth. This notion permeates society so deeply that you might feel guilty when good things come easily. Yet nature itself reveals a different truth. Observe how flowers bloom, how rivers flow, how birds soar on thermal currents. The universe operates through the path of least resistance. Your struggle is not a virtue. It is a signal that you resist the natural flow of abundance. When you push against the current, every achievement demands effort. But when you align with universal law, manifestation becomes effortless. The illusion of necessary struggle stems from generations of conditioning. You learned to equate hard work with worthiness, suffering with reward. Yet this equation exists only in human thought, not in universal law. The universe responds to alignment, not effort. Think of manifestation as tuning to a radio frequency. You don't struggle to hear the music. You simply adjust the dial until clarity emerges. When you align with the frequency of your desires, they flow to you naturally, drawn by the law of resonance. Your role is not to force, but to allow, not to strive, but to align. When you feel resistance, it indicates misalignment rather than a call for greater effort. The path to your desires lies in releasing struggle, not increasing it. The ancient practice of flow. For the next cycle of the sun, you shall conduct a sacred experiment in alignment. As each choice presents itself, pause and ask, what feels most natural? What brings ease? What creates joy? Follow these signals without questioning their validity. If a task feels heavy, step back and seek a lighter approach. If a decision creates tension, wait for clarity. Let ease be your compass, flow your guide. Document each instance where choosing alignment over struggle brings unexpected rewards. This is not an invitation to avoid responsibility, but to discover how much more you accomplish when you cease fighting the current of life. As you practice this ancient way, watch how doors open effortlessly. Opportunities arise spontaneously, and solutions appear without strain. For this one day, release the need to earn through struggle. Allow yourself to receive through alignment. The universe awaits your permission to demonstrate how effortless manifestation can be. Chapter 19. The Frequency of Instant Success. In a quiet garden, a musician named Milton sat before his instrument, frustration etched across his face. For years he had practiced relentlessly, believing that mastery and success were distant peaks to be scaled through endless effort. Yet one morning, as he adjusted his radio, wisdom dawned through the static. You exist within an infinite field of frequencies. Every experience, every state of being, broadcasts continuously, like countless radio stations playing simultaneously. Success is not a rare commodity to be hunted, but a frequency waiting to be received. When you struggle to manifest success, you operate like a radio tuned between stations. The signal exists, yet you receive only static. Your task is not to create success, but to align with its ever-present broadcast. Think of those moments when everything flows perfectly, when opportunities appear effortlessly, when doors open unexpectedly, when synchronicities multiply. In these moments you have naturally turned into success frequency. It was not luck, it was alignment. Your emotions serve as your tuning dial. Fear, doubt, and worry create static that drowns out success signals. Joy, gratitude, and certainty clear the channel. The frequency of success resonates with abundance, ease, and flow. Notice how successful individuals seem to attract more success effortlessly. They are not favored by fortune. They simply maintain their frequency through unwavering certainty. Like a well-tuned instrument, they resonate with the frequency they wish to experience. The ancient practice of frequency. Shifting. Find a quiet space where you will remain undisturbed. Close your eyes and identify your current emotional frequency. Feel it fully. Now, recall a moment of pure success, a time when everything aligned perfectly. Let this memory fill your awareness. Notice how your energy shifts, how your body responds, how your breath changes. This is the success frequency. Hold this resonance for several minutes. When thoughts of doubt arise, return to the feeling. Your only task is to maintain the frequency. The universe will handle the rest. Repeat this attunement each morning before the sun reaches its peak, for this is when the universe's energies flow most freely. Success is not created. It is received, like the morning dew collecting upon leaves. Your role is simply to tune in and stay clear, maintaining this sacred frequency as naturally as you draw breath. When you align yourself with success consciousness in these quiet morning hours, you open the channels through which abundance naturally flows. Trust in this ancient practice, for it has guided seekers through the ages toward their highest destiny. Chapter 20. Rewiring your consciousness for permanent change. In a village among ancient hills there lived a weaver named Mabel, who understood the art of creating beautiful patterns. Yet each time she wove a new design into her life's tapestry, the old patterns would mysteriously reappear. You have experienced this too. Moments of brilliant clarity when everything aligns, only to wake up days later wondering where the magic went. This oscillation between realities is not a sign of failure. It is evidence of an unaligned subconscious mind. Your conscious mind may embrace transformation, but your subconscious operates like a faithful guardian of the familiar. It works tirelessly while you sleep, restoring what it believes to be your natural state. Until you reprogram these deeper patterns, your shifts will remain temporary. Think of your subconscious as a garden. New seeds of possibility can be planted, but without proper tending, the old weeds return. The key lies not in forceful change, but in gentle, persistent cultivation of new neural pathways until they become your default state. The moments before sleep hold extraordinary power. As your conscious mind quiets, the gateway to your subconscious opens. This twilight state, known to ancient mystics as the hypnagogic portal, allows direct communication with your deeper mind. The ancient practice of subconscious realignment. As you prepare for sleep each night, create a sacred space of silence. Lie comfortably and allow your breath to slow. Visualize your new reality with such vivacity that your body begins to tingle with its truth. Feel the emotions, hear the sounds, touch the textures of this reality as if it surrounds you now. Speak to your subconscious in its native language of feeling and imagery. Let these visions be the last impressions before sleep claims you. Your subconscious will work through the night, weaving these new patterns into the fabric of your being. Continue this practice for 7 nights. Just as the moon cycles through its phases, your subconscious will cycle through its own transformation. Each night deepens the groove of your new reality until it becomes your natural state of being. Remember, the shift you seek is not a destination to reach, but a frequency to maintain. When you alter your subconscious blueprint, reality has no choice but to conform to your new default state. Like a radio tuning to a new station, your consciousness will naturally align with the vibration you consistently hold. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, must mirror back to you the inner reality you have carefully cultivated. This is not mere wishful thinking, but the operation of an immutable cosmic law that has guided seekers throughout the ages. Part 3. Mastering the Shift and Living in Alignment. Chapter 21. Living as the New You Now. In the ancient scrolls of the East, there lies a tale of a merchant named Khalil who spent his days gazing at the horizon, waiting for ships bearing great fortune. Each morning he would stand at the harbor, searching for signs that his life was about to change. Yet his fortunes remained unchanged until a wise woman shared with him the sacred truth. The ships would only appear after he began living as though they had already arrived. You stand now where Khalil once stood, waiting for external confirmation before embracing your transformation. But the universe operates in reverse of what you have been taught. It does not show you signs so that you may believe. It reflects back what you have already become. Think of reality as a mirror. When you look into it seeking change, you see only what is. But when you transform your inner state first, the mirror has no choice but to reflect your new being. This is the hidden mechanism behind every miraculous transformation throughout history. The power lies not in hoping, wishing, or waiting, but in embodying. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every action you take must align with the version of you who has already made the shift. This is not pretense. It is the actualization of what already exists in potential form. Your new self awaits, fully formed, in the quantum field of infinite possibility. Through conscious embodiment, you collapse the wave of probability into physical reality. Each morning presents a sacred opportunity to step into this truth. The morning ritual of divine embodiment. As the first light of dawn breaks before your feet touch the ground, pause. Feel the presence of your transformed self stirring within. This is not imagination. It is recognition of what already exists. Rise from your bed as this awakened being. Let your movements flow with the grace and certainty of one who lives in the reality you desire. Speak with the authority of your highest self. Make choices not from habit or fear, but from the wisdom of your transformed consciousness. Throughout your day, catch yourself whenever you slip into old patterns. Ask yourself, how would the awakened version of me respond to this moment? Then align your actions accordingly. This is not about forcing change. It is about allowing your true self to emerge. The physical world has no choice but to reorganize itself around your new vibration. Just as a tuning fork causes nearby instruments to resonate at its frequency, your embodied transformation will cause reality to shift into harmony with your new state of being. Remember, the universe does not require proof of your worthiness. It simply awaits your decision to become who you truly are. Through consistent embodiment, you dissolve the gap between your current experience and your desired reality, allowing them to merge into one unified field of manifestation. Chapter 22. Instant Reality. Shifting as a daily practice. In the markets of an ancient city, a wise teacher once observed a young merchant named Rashid who struggled with his daily trade. Each morning, Rashid would set up his stall, hoping for a prosperous day. Yet his success seemed to come and go like the desert winds, unpredictable and beyond his control. You, like Rashid, may believe that shifts in reality occur by chance or cosmic timing. Yet the truth lies closer than you imagine. Every thought, every choice, every moment carries the seed of transformation. The power to shift reality does not arrive in grand gestures or dramatic moments. It flows through the steady stream of conscious decisions you make each day. Your reality shifts with each breath, each word, each gesture. When you greet the morning with gratitude instead of resignation, you have shifted. When you choose empowerment over limitation, you have shifted. When you respond with love instead of fear, you have shifted. These micro shifts may seem insignificant, yet they are the very fabric from which your new reality is woven. The universe responds not to the magnitude of your actions, but to the frequency of your being. Each micro shift aligns you more closely with your highest timeline, creating a momentum that transforms your entire existence. Like a master painter who creates masterpieces through countless small brush strokes, you craft your reality through moment-to-moment choices. Notice how your energy changes when you straighten your posture, when you smile, when you speak with certainty. These subtle adjustments are not mere physical changes. They are energetic declarations to the universe. Each one signals your readiness for a new level of experience. Sacred practice, the mirror of moments. As the sun rises each morning, take your journal in hand. Throughout your day, pause to record each conscious shift in your awareness, no matter how small. Did you choose peace over anxiety? Note it. Did you embrace abundance instead of lack? Write it down. Did you act from power rather than habit? Mark this shift. Watch as these micro shifts accumulate, creating a tapestry of transformation. By day's end, review your entries. feeling the energy of each shift coursing through your being. This practice reveals that you are not waiting for change. You are actively creating it with every conscious choice. Let each recorded shift remind you, reality is fluid, responding to your slightest adjustment in consciousness. The power to transform your world lies not in some distant future, but in this very moment, and the next, and the next. Chapter 23. The Language of the Universe. In the quiet mountains of the East, there lived a shepherd named Kamal who tended his flock with unwavering devotion. Each morning he would lead his sheep through winding paths, guided by subtle signs in nature, the direction of the wind, the pattern of clouds, the behavior of birds. Though others saw these as mere coincidences, Kamal knew better. The universe spoke to him through these signs, leading him to the richest pastures and safest shelters. You, too, are surrounded by a constant stream of divine guidance. The universe speaks in whispers and winks, in unexpected encounters and recurring numbers, in sudden inspirations and inexplicable knowings. These are not random events, but sacred messages, confirming that you are aligned with your highest path. When you awaken to this truth, every moment becomes alive with meaning. That song that plays just as you think of a loved one, that book that falls open to exactly the page you needed to read, that chance meeting that changes everything. These are not accidents. They are threads in the tapestry of your unfolding destiny. Your inner guidance system is always active, always attuned to the frequency of truth. That flutter in your stomach, that sudden clarity in your mind, that warmth in your heart, these sensations are your spiritual compass, pointing toward your highest good. When you learn to trust these signals, you step into flow with the universe's perfect timing. The signs you receive are uniquely yours, speaking in a language your soul understands. Some find guidance in numbers, others in animals, still others in recurring dreams or physical sensations. There is no need to compare your signs to others. Your dialogue with the universe is as unique as your fingerprint. Trust deepens with recognition. Each time you acknowledge a sign, each time you act on your intuition and witness the perfect unfolding that follows, your connection to divine guidance grows stronger. This is not about seeking validation, but about developing an unwavering trust in the universe's support. Sacred practice, the language of light. Take a pristine journal and dedicate it to recording the universe's messages. Each evening, reflect on the day's synchronicities. Note the unexpected alignments, the meaningful coincidences, the moments when guidance appeared in perfect timing. Write not just what happened, but how it felt, the energy, the knowing, the certainty that accompanied each sign. Pay special attention to recurring patterns. Does guidance come through numbers, dreams, physical sensations, natural phenomena? By documenting these patterns, you begin to understand your unique spiritual language. This practice strengthens your connection to divine guidance, creating a sacred record of the universe's constant communication. As your awareness expands, you'll find that signs appear with increasing frequency and clarity, confirming that you are never truly lost. You are always being guided home to your highest reality. Chapter 24. Aligning with the Path of Least Resistance. In the bustling marketplace of an ancient city, a merchant named Nathan arranged his wares each morning with meticulous precision. Day after day, he strategized, planned, and pushed, convinced that success demanded constant struggle. His shelves held the finest silks and most exotic spices, yet customers passed by his shop while simpler merchants prospered. One morning, as Nathan wrestled with his awning in the wind, he watched a leaf dancing effortlessly on the breeze. It neither fought nor forced its path, yet it moved with perfect grace to its destination. In that moment, understanding dawned within him. The universe operates through the law of least resistance. You, too, may be caught in the illusion that manifestation requires strain. Yet look to nature. Rivers flow around obstacles rather than through them. Flowers turn naturally toward the sun. Birds ride thermal currents instead of fighting against them. This is the way of universal law. When you align with what is truly meant for you, doors open without force. Opportunities appear at precisely the right moment. The right people cross your path without seeking them. This is not coincidence. It is the natural result of surrendering to divine flow. Resistance appears as struggle, frustration, and the feeling of pushing against an immovable force. These sensations are not calls to try harder. They are divine redirections. When you find yourself straining, pause. The universe is showing you that there is an easier way. The path of flow reveals itself through joy, excitement, and a sense of rightness that requires no explanation. Follow what energizes you. Notice which actions feel light and which feel heavy. Your inner guidance system always knows the path of least resistance. Sacred practice, the flow assessment. Close your eyes and bring to mind the major areas of your life: relationships, work, health, creativity. For each area, notice whether you feel contracted or expanded, heavy or light. Where do you sense struggle? Where does energy flow freely? Take your journal and draw 2 columns. In one, list the aspects of life where you feel resistance. In the other, note where you experience ease. For each point of struggle, ask yourself, what would this look like if it were easy? Let the answers arise naturally, without forcing. Now choose one area of resistance and make a small shift toward ease. Perhaps it means delegating a task that drains you, or having a conversation you've been avoiding, or simply giving yourself permission to rest. Trust that as you align with flow, the universe will guide your next steps. Remember, what is truly meant for you will not require force. It will feel like stepping into a river that's already flowing in your desired direction. Your only task is to release resistance and allow yourself to be carried. Chapter 25. The Power of Non-Attachment. In the depths of a mountain temple, a monk named Floyd spent decades in fervent prayer, desperately seeking enlightenment. His determination was absolute, his practice unwavering. Yet with each passing year, inner peace remained elusive, until the day he witnessed a simple truth through the temple's cherry blossoms. You, like Floyd, may be holding your desires so tightly that you strangle their very possibility. The universe operates on a principle that seems to defy human logic. What you chase perpetually remains just beyond your grasp. This is the divine paradox of manifestation. When you need something desperately, you broadcast the frequency of lack. Your energy speaks louder than your words, telling the universe, "I don't have this, and I'm afraid I never will." This vibration of absence creates more absence, perpetuating the very condition you wish to change. The key lies in a truth so simple it often escapes notice. What is truly yours cannot be lost, and what isn't yours cannot be forced. When you know, with unshakable certainty, that your desire is already fulfilled in the spiritual realm, the physical manifestation becomes inevitable. Think of how you breathe. When you trust your next breath will come, it flows naturally. But if you grasp desperately for air, your throat constricts. The same principle applies to all forms of abundance. Trust releases. Fear constricts. Release your white-knuckled grip on outcomes. The universe cannot place anything into clenched hands. Open your palms, literally and metaphorically, and watch as what you desire flows to you naturally, effortlessly, in divine timing. Sacred practice. The release and receive meditation. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Breathe deeply, allowing your body to settle into stillness. Bring to mind something you deeply desire. Feel its presence in your heart. Now, imagine this desire as a delicate butterfly resting in your hands. Notice its beauty, its perfection. Slowly, gently, open your hands and watch as the butterfly takes flight. Feel the peace that comes with releasing. Know that just as the butterfly follows its natural path, your desire is already making its way to you through divine channels. Breathe in trust. Breathe out attachment. Feel the lightness that comes with knowing your good is assured, with or without your control. Rest in this space of peaceful certainty. When you're ready, open your eyes. Carry this feeling of peaceful detachment with you throughout your day, knowing that what is truly yours is already on its way. Chapter 26. Quantum Leaps of Consciousness. In the heart of an ancient marketplace, a merchant named Delilah meticulously tracked her progress day by day, marking small improvements in her ledger. For years, she believed that success came through careful, measured steps, until a chance encounter with a mysterious sage transformed her understanding in an instant. You stand now at a similar crossroads. The old way of thinking suggests that transformation must be gradual, that you must climb each rung of the ladder one careful step at a time. This belief, though widely accepted, is merely another illusion that keeps you bound to linear time. The universe does not operate in increments. Light does not gradually fill a room. It floods it instantly when the switch is flipped. Water does not slowly become ice. It transforms in a crystalline moment. Your consciousness operates by the same principle. You need not traverse every point between where you are and where you wish to be. This truth lies hidden in the quantum nature of reality itself. Just as electrons can jump from one energy level to another without traveling the space between, your consciousness can leap to an entirely new level of being in a single moment of decision. What keeps you tethered to gradual change is not the nature of reality, but your belief in the necessity of process. When you release this limiting belief, you free yourself to experience quantum transformation, immediate dramatic shifts in your consciousness that instantly reorganize your entire reality. Think of water reaching its boiling point. For a long time, nothing appears to change as heat is applied. Then, in one decisive moment, transformation occurs. Your consciousness operates similarly. You need not wait for countless small shifts to accumulate. You can choose in this very moment to vibrate at the frequency of your highest self. Sacred practice, the quantum leap. Affirmation. Find a quiet space where you can speak with authority. Stand tall, shoulders back, embodying the energy of your highest self. These words must be spoken with absolute conviction, as declarations of truth rather than hopes for the future. I now release all attachment to gradual change. I am the version of myself who has already achieved everything I desire. My transformation is complete at this moment. I now vibrate in perfect alignment with my highest timeline. All that I seek is already mine, here and now. Speak these words with the full force of your being, feeling the reality of them in every cell of your body. Let each declaration be a quantum leap in consciousness, instantly shifting you into the frequency of your desired reality. This is not a practice of future manifestation. It is an acknowledgement of present truth. Feel the power of immediate transformation coursing through you. You are not becoming, you are being. You are not improving, you are transformed. Chapter 27. The Hidden Shortcut to Everything You Desire. In the silence of a mountain temple, a merchant named Stanley spent years studying with masters, seeking the swiftest route to abundance. He practiced countless techniques, followed endless methods, until one morning, as the sun pierced through morning mist, understanding dawned within him like a bolt of lightning. You too have been searching, reaching, striving toward what you desire. Yet in this eternal pursuit, a fundamental truth has remained veiled. There is no distance to cross, no path to walk, no journey to undertake. What you seek already exists within the depths of your being. The universe operates in perfect wholeness. Nothing is truly separate or distant from anything else. Your desires are not future possibilities floating in some far-off dimension. They are present realities, waiting to be recognized. Like a radio signal that plays continuously, your desired reality already exists. You need only tune your awareness to its frequency. When you believe something is out there, waiting to be achieved or acquired, you create an energetic gap between yourself and your desire. This perceived separation is the very force that maintains the illusion of lack. The moment you realize that everything you seek is already present within you, the illusion dissolves. Think of a dream where you search frantically for something, only to wake and realize it was in your hand all along. Your current experience of separation from your desires is equally illusory. The wealth you seek is not waiting to be created. It exists now as surely as the air you breathe. The love you desire is not something to find. It flows through you in this very moment. The success you chase is not a future event. It is your natural state of being. This realization transforms seeking into recognizing, waiting into accepting, becoming into being. When you truly understand this, manifestation becomes instantaneous because nothing new needs to be created. You simply shift your awareness to what already is. Sacred practice, the instant realization. Sit in perfect stillness. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Now, rather than imagining your desires as future possibilities, feel their presence in this exact moment. Do not reach for them, recognize them. Feel the wealth you desire flowing through your body as naturally as your blood flows. Experience the success you seek as intimately as you feel your own heartbeat. Know the love you want as immediately as you know your own existence. Let go of all sense of reaching or becoming. Simply be with what already is. Feel how your desired reality exists, not as a possibility, but as a present fact, as real and immediate as the ground beneath your feet. This is not an exercise in imagination, but a recognition of truth. Stay in this awareness until you feel the absolute certainty that everything you seek is already here, already yours, already real. Chapter 28. Becoming the Architect of Reality. In the depths of an ancient valley, a woman named Virginia lived each day at the mercy of circumstances. She watched as life seemed to happen to her, believing herself a mere witness to events beyond her control. Until one morning, as she gazed into still waters, truth rippled through her consciousness. Every experience, every circumstance, every moment had sprung from her own creative force. You stand now where Virginia once stood, at the precipice of the most transformative realization. You are not the observer of your life, but its architect. Every circumstance you have experienced, every relationship you have formed, every success or challenge you have encountered, all have emerged from the depths of your own consciousness. Look around you. The world you see is not an external reality imposing itself upon you. It is a living reflection of your inner state, responding with perfect precision to your thoughts, beliefs, and energetic vibration. Like a master painter before a canvas, you have been creating all along, though perhaps without awareness of the brush in your hand. Your thoughts are not passive observers of reality. They are the very substance from which reality is shaped. Each belief you hold acts as a command to the universal field, which responds with unwavering loyalty to your conscious and unconscious directions. The universe does not distinguish between what you want and what you believe. It simply reflects back whatever you hold as truth in your consciousness. This understanding shifts you from unconscious to conscious creation. No longer will you be swept along by the currents of circumstance. You now step into your rightful role as the deliberate creator of your experience. This is not about controlling external events, but about mastering your internal state, knowing that the outer must always align with the inner. The power you have sought has always resided within you. Every moment of every day, you are broadcasting a signal to the universe through your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. This signal is received and reflected back to you with perfect accuracy. When you understand this, you realize that changing your life is as simple and as profound as changing your broadcast. Sacred practice, the manifestation blueprint. Take a blank page and write at the top, "The life I am now creating." This is not a wish list or a plan. It is a declaration of what is already unfolding through your conscious creation. Write in present tense, as if directing a movie that is currently being filmed. Detail the experiences, relationships, achievements, and states of being that you are now calling forth. Be specific, be bold, and most importantly, write with the absolute authority of a creator who knows their word is law. Feel each word as you write it, knowing that your consciousness is the power that brings all things into being. This is not an exercise in imagination. It is an act of creation itself. Let your words carry the weight of certainty, for you are not asking the universe for these experiences. You are commanding them into being through your own creative force. Chapter 29. Transcending the Game of Manifestation. In a distant monastery, Edwin had mastered every technique of manifestation. His life overflowed with everything he had once desired: wealth, recognition, influence. Yet something within him remained restless, seeking more. Then, in a moment of profound silence, he understood. The endless pursuit of desires was itself a form of bondage. You stand now at the threshold of the deepest truth. What you seek is not out there. The constant reaching for more success, more abundance, more validation, stems from a fundamental misunderstanding. You are already complete. You are already whole. You are already everything you have ever sought to become. Look closely at your desires. Each one springs from a belief in lack, a belief that something is missing from your experience. But this perceived absence is an illusion. The universe does not create incomplete beings. You emerged into existence as a perfect expression of universal consciousness, lacking nothing. When you truly grasp this truth, manifestation becomes effortless, not because you have mastered the technique, but because you no longer need anything to feel complete. This is the state of pure being, where life flows through you without resistance, where abundance appears naturally because you are no longer chasing it. In this space of total fulfillment, you discover that what you sought through manifestation was not the external objects or experiences, but the feeling of completeness you believed they would bring. That completeness is your natural state. It has always been here, waiting to be recognized beneath the layers of wanting. Sacred practice. Presence immersion. Find a quiet space where you will not be disturbed. Close your eyes and allow your awareness to settle into the present moment. Release all thoughts of past and future, all desires and goals, all need for anything to be different than it is right now. Feel the aliveness that exists within you, independent of circumstances or achievements. This is your true nature, pure, complete, lacking nothing. Rest here, allowing yourself to experience the fullness of being without the constant reaching for more. Notice how this state of presence dissolves all sense of want or need. Everything you have ever sought exists within this space of pure being. Let yourself merge with this completeness, recognizing it as your natural state. Remain here for as long as you wish, knowing that this experience of wholeness is always available to you, requiring nothing external to activate it. Chapter 30. No Going Back. In the depths of an ancient forest, Madeline stood before the life she had known, her doubts, her limitations, her careful plans, and saw them dissolve like morning mist. In that sacred moment she understood. The old self was a garment she had outgrown, ready to be shed forever. You stand now at this same threshold. The wisdom contained within these chapters has awakened you to your true nature as a creator of reality. The veil has lifted, revealing the infinite potential that has always existed within you. There is no returning to what was before. Look back one final time at who you once were. See how that version of yourself served its purpose, carrying you to this moment of awakening. Honor that journey, but know with absolute certainty that chapter has closed. The person who doubted, who struggled, who lived bound by limitation, that being no longer exists. The universe has brought you to this precise moment of transformation. Every experience, every challenge, every triumph has prepared you for this threshold. You have released the weight of old beliefs, shed the skin of past identities, and stand ready to claim your new reality. This is not a gradual transition. It is an absolute departure from everything that no longer serves your highest expression. The moment you step through this doorway, your old reality dissolves completely. There is no middle ground, no halfway point between who you were and who you have become. Sacred practice, the final threshold, crossing. Take a blank page and write at its top, I am. Let these words resonate with the power of absolute truth. Below them, write a declaration of who you have become. Speak not of who you wish to be, but of who you are in this moment of transformation. Let each word carry the weight of unwavering certainty. Stand before a mirror. Meet your own gaze and speak your declaration aloud. Feel the vibration of these words in your body, in your cells, in your very essence. This is not a hope or a promise. It is the truth of your being, now made manifest. Take this declaration and hold it to your heart. Close your eyes and feel the reality of these words merging with your consciousness. When you open your eyes, you will see through new eyes, the eyes of your transformed self. Now, with reverence and gratitude, burn this declaration. Let the flames transmute your words into pure energy, sealing your transformation in the fabric of the universe. The smoke carries your old self away, leaving only your new reality. You have crossed the threshold. Welcome to your new existence. Conclusion. You have awakened to the most fundamental truth of existence. Reality is not happening to you. It flows from you. The veil between creator and creation has dissolved, revealing your true nature as the architect of all you experience. This is not a temporary glimpse or passing revelation. It is an irreversible shift in consciousness. From this moment forward, you move through life with unwavering certainty. The doubts that once clouded your mind have evaporated like morning dew beneath the rising sun. You see now that every circumstance, every experience, every moment of your life was orchestrated by your own consciousness, even if you were not aware of this power until now. Your old reality, with its limitations, struggles, and perceived barriers, has dissolved completely. Like a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, you have shed the final traces of who you once believed yourself to be. That version of you served its purpose, carrying you to this moment of awakening. But just as the butterfly cannot return to its caterpillar form, you can't unknow what you have discovered about your true nature. The universe now responds to you differently because you recognize yourself as its co-creator. Where once you saw obstacles, you now see opportunities. Where you once felt resistance, you now feel flow. Your desires manifest with increasing speed and ease because you have released the doubt that once delayed their arrival. You understand now that time is not linear but concurrent. All possibilities exist simultaneously, waiting for your consciousness to select and activate them. You no longer chase future outcomes or replay past experiences. You simply shift your awareness to the reality you choose to experience, and the universe rearranges itself accordingly. This book has served as the bridge between your old and new understanding. But like all bridges, once crossed, it becomes unnecessary. The wisdom contained in these chapters has already merged with your being. You carry it not as knowledge to be remembered, but as truth that has transformed your very essence. Step forward now into your new reality. Every breath you take draws you deeper into alignment with your infinite potential. Every moment confirms your power as the conscious creator of your experience. You have made the instant shift, and nothing will ever be the same. Your journey doesn't end here. Click on this next audiobook that I promise will completely transform your perspective.